Hello, this is Robert Ferguson. You're a nutritionist and the guy who cares, and that's why I share. And I am here to share some information with you that you may not be aware of. It's called the weight loss set point. Now, if you are new to my impromptus when I share information like this, please like, subscribe, comment, share because you care. You want other people to be aware of the same things that you're aware of. And it blows my mind, however, how some people will be aware of a weight loss solution, for instance, and they'll have a friend or be talking to another person who's looking for a solution. But because they have not dived in and made the solution work for them, they don't even tell other people about the opportunity. And that just drives me absolutely crazy. You know, in the words of Jack LaLanne, he once said that never keep something that you're excited about a secret. And when it comes to nutrition, losing weight, and what I'm about to share as it pertains to this weight loss set point, don't keep it a secret. Share with other people. Now, if you're catching me on LinkedIn, on Facebook, or wherever you're catching this, be sure to go over to our YouTube channel. We are beginning to gain quite a bit of momentum. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you can receive all notifications. Then you won't miss anything. If you're not on Facebook, you'll still get it. You'll still get the notification. Now, I am going to share this as fast as I possibly can, and I'll try to add a little humor to it. Well, I just think it naturally will bring humor to it. But I want to talk about how people lose weight and then they gain it back. Now, all of the data is there, the stats are there, the research is there. Quite a few epidemiology like reports. There's a whole bunch of data that's been collected, and it's very clear that over 90% of the people who lose weight will gain the weight back, and a large percentage of those people will actually gain back more weight. And then they'll let time go by, and then they will attempt it again. Now, what people don't often know and what many people don't share is the weight loss set point. Okay. Now, the weight loss set point, it's a theory, so it's not scientific, but the consensus with almost every weight loss expert, we all believe, and I'm included, that there is a set point. And a set point is where your body gets to a certain place after you've grown, you're no longer growing, you're a full-fledged adult, and your body wants to, like, that's its set point. So for instance, let's say you have a woman that weighs 150 pounds and she's 29, 30 years old. And one weekend comes and she just overindulges. And then she gets on the scale on Monday or Tuesday, and her weight is the same. She's like, I had pizza, I ate this. And this has happened to many of us, not all, but many, where you think back to your youth and you think, you know, I remember when I could lose weight so fast. I remember, well, at that point, you had this thing called you were metabolically healthy and everything was working well. And you had a set point that was lower. Now, what happens is if you keep pushing that threshold every week, that means over consuming, not exercising as often, and you're eating and eating and eating, and you have these binge moments, then your set point goes from 150 to 160. Next thing you know, it's 180. Next thing you know, it's 210. Then it's 250. And it just keeps going up. And then other things come in called life. Next thing you know, you wake up and you're 57 years old and you're at a weight that you never thought you would weigh. Well, every time you establish a new weight going up, you establish a new set point. And your body really wants to stay there. However, it's a little bit more lenient in letting you go up in weight and then establishes a new set point. Now, where people tend to talk about a set point is when we lose weight, right? So let's say you have a woman who's 200 pounds. She's been at 200 pounds for a long period of time. Well, that's her set point. And when she starts to lose weight, the weight tends to come off a little faster for a lot of people, unless they have insulin resistance or some other metabolic challenge. But the weight starts to come off, and then you hit a plateau. So the body doesn't want to keep losing weight, and you have to work through that and navigate through that, stay the course, and eventually you'll continue to drop the weight. And some people never have a plateau. Well, as soon as you hit those plateaus, that's also a sign that your body is screaming on the inside saying, I want to be back at 200 pounds. I don't like 190. I want to be 200. And it really would like to get back to 200. Now, there's this thing called, it's a law, it's a principle Thermodynamics. There's four laws, or there's multiple laws of thermodynamics, and the first one says energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So if I lose fat, which is also providing energy, it's energy, where does it go? Where does that fat go? Now, I've talked about how we lose fat, and it's not muscle burning fat. You know, our lungs are primarily responsible for the majority of the fat that leaves our body through breath, through sweating, through urine, through number two, right? So fat leaves our body, right? But it's still out there. So I want you to think of when you lose fat, you have this cloud that is over you. It's invisible to everybody but you. And this cloud is that fat that you got rid of. So let's say you have a woman who's 200 pounds, could be a man, doesn't matter, and she gets down to 150. She has a 50-pound cloud over her head. Now, you must stay at your weight for at least 6 months, okay, at least, to establish a new set point, meaning it will be hard to gain the weight back. But if you don't establish that set point and you start overindulging, your body is going to do everything possible to get back to what it remembers its set point being. It is going to work hard. And that's where your set point, your body creates a cushion, right? So let's say that you were 200 pounds, you get down to 150, and then you kind of, life gets in the way, things happen, you get off your plan, you're not really focused. And instead of getting to 200 pounds and stopping, your body will create a cushion. Maybe you'll go to 210, maybe 220. And now you have a new set point. That cloud is always over you. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So as soon as you take your eye off the ball, as soon as you decide that you are going to kind of take a break and not be mindful, which does not make any sense to me. Anyone that I've coached and you've gained your weight back, you need to give me a call. Humble up, get focused. Really, it's okay. It happens. It happens to the best of them. And we don't judge here. And the accountability that one gets when you're working with a coach. I mean, look around. Look at what the health insurance companies are doing. I was just talking to someone right now. All of the health insurance companies, and believe it or not, they do want you to be healthier. But all of the health insurance companies, the Aetnas, the Anthems, the United Healthcares, like the big ones, the small ones, all of them are implementing coaching for their constituents, their customers, their patients, because nothing is more effective, and not only in the process but in the long haul. Nothing is more effective than having a legit, motivating, and inspirational coach. There is nothing better than that. And that's why people who are getting into the health coaching field in this space, hey, I salute you, because there's great opportunities for anyone. That's why, like, new Diet Free Life coaches, don't take your eye off the ball. If you're a new coach and you're coming on board, don't take your eye off the ball. This is really your time to shine. And with 10,000 people turning 65 years of age every day, that's happening right now. 10,000 people are turning 65 years of age each and every day. This is going to go on for a while. People are going to be wanting a health coach. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the coaches that these people are getting with these, like through Medicare and Medicaid and through your insurance, the employers, I mean, they're doing the best they can. But the coaching, from everything I'm hearing, is not going very well. They're actually helping me get way more clients, these insurance companies, because people see the value in it. But after you're talking to someone who could be your kid, and that's fine, but they may not be as knowledgeable. There is no methodology, there is no system in place. So they're going to go back to calories, and they're going to go back to like all of these crazy things, because what is recommended through insurance companies must be institutionalized, meaning it must be in alignment or in compliance with the U.S. dietary guidelines. And we both know, or we all know, that that is not something that is an end all be all. It does not work for every person. Everything must be customized. And from what I understand, I am the only one that has a methodology that was created that does this. There is no one else out there. It's never been done. It hasn't been done. It isn't being done. And we have two evidence-based, clinically proven trials to support every claim that we make. Now, this is not about promoting or over promoting Diet Free Life. You know where I stand with that. I believe it. And if there was something better, I'll be the first one to say, hey, there's something better. But there is a set point, and you are up against a set point, and you must be diligent, and you must be focused, and you must stay the course and get to a place where you can establish a new set point. The set point is what you're going after. Don't just focus on losing the weight. Focus on establishing a lifestyle, and lifestyle literally means all ways of living. Like everything I think, everything that I do, that's my lifestyle. And when your lifestyle can support you and you can navigate through all of the turbulence and the challenges that come with losing weight and establishing these new habits, and remember, it must be habits that fit with your preferences, your lifestyle. Um, and I know we do that well. A lot of people don't, and that's where they continue to fall short, even though we know coaching is very helpful. So, all of that being said, here's the take home. We all have a set point. You push through, and when you get to your ultimate goal weight, or wherever you are for a long period of time, at least 6 months, that's when you establish a new set point. So if you start at 200 pounds or at 300 pounds or whatever pounds, and you're starting to lose weight, but you get distracted and you get off, you did not establish a new set point. You're more than likely to be gaining all of that weight back. And it's not your fault. It's just something that takes place inside of us. It's just the way we're designed. Okay, so set point, set point, set point, set point. You're in a fight, but it's a fight that you 1000% can win. That's it. This is Fat Loss Tuesday. I'm Robert Ferguson, your nutritionist, and I'll come back with another Fat Loss Friday on Friday. Oh, and before I forget, I put myself on a challenge 20 days ago. Yeah, I wanted to share this with you guys. Okay, today is day 20. Now, my challenge was wake up first thing in the morning before I turn on my phone or before I check emails or do anything. I'm going to give time to pray, to meditate, to be grateful, to communicate with God, and to ask for all the things that I want to come into my life and send out prayers and blessings to those who are in need. That's the first thing I do. That's my challenge. So it's been 20 days. I've done it 20 days. Haven't missed it all. It's been great. Second thing I told myself is no alcohol. Absolutely no wine, no amazing, uh, cocktails, none. And I like wine, and I look forward to having a glass of wine. There's been many events to include Labor Day weekend. It was extremely hot, and all I could think about in my mind was a beer. I like beer when it's hot like that. Well, I have not swayed, not at all. I am serious. When I lock in, and I locked in. So 20 days, no alcohol, 20 days, begin my day with gratitude and focus. And then the third thing I said was I'm going to exercise a minimum of 30 minutes. Now, sometimes I talk to people and they go, Robert, so is it always 30 minutes? Don't focus on the 30 minutes. Focus on the fact that I wasn't exercising 4 or 5 times a week. I wasn't. And I was struggling with my exercise for the last year. But since I made the commitment, I've exercised every day, every day, every day. So how is it that I was struggling to get in 4 or 5 times a week, but when I made this commitment to myself, I'm able to do it every day? So I challenged myself. So it's been 20 days and I have done it 20 times. And then the last thing, for those of you who understand the Diet Free Life methodology, I challenged myself and I said, okay, I'm going to eat 3 meals a day. And those meals are going to be made up of protein and slow carbs. Now, on day 20, by the time the day comes to a close, that is a total of 60 meals that have all been protein and slow carbs. Now, have I been bored with my eating? Yes. Am I missing certain foods? Yes. Is it okay that I stay the course? Yes. Is it okay that I get pissed off a little bit? Yep. Is it okay that I feel deprived because I'm in this challenge and I promised myself I would eat a certain way? Yes, I feel deprived. Yes, I feel frustrated. Yes, I want to eat something else. I'm bored to death and I got 30 more meals, right? Because 3 meals a day times 10 more days for this month to come to an end and for me to complete this challenge, that's 30 more meals that are not exciting. Okay. But I'm liking what I'm getting. I'm staying the course, and then I'll transition to my next 30-day challenge. Now, you can take on my challenge. You can go 3 days at a time. You can go 7 days at a time. You can give me a call. I'll put you on. You can do it with me. But on October 1st, I'm going into another challenge. But I'm going to make the most of the next 10 days. I'm taking my exercise and fitness to the next level. It is absolutely great. And the big challenge I have in front of me is going to Six Flags. My daughter's turning 15. It's a big, big deal to her. She's got it all planned out. It's going to be a day of roller coasters all the way until the park closes. And guess what? I will stay the course and I will not eat outside of what I said I would do. That's what I'm doing. I'm all in. I'm doing it. You can't, like, no one. You could have some of my buddies are very wealthy and they drink the best wines in the world. They could call me, they could come by, they could stop by, they could bring food, they can give me wine. I'm not drinking it. I'm not drinking. Do you know anyone who's that committed when they lock in? You can do the same thing. And it's a lonely road when you're by yourself, but you can do it. Or you can get it with a coach and you can say, all right, let's do this. I've had some clients who were on the fence and they saw me doing this challenge, my personal challenge, and they weren't making much progress. And they said, Robert, can I do the challenge with you? I said, come on in. They go, well, can we modify it? Let's modify it. Now here's the ticker. Are you committed? Are you locked in? Are you really going to do this? Because there's more damage that can take place when you say you're going to do it and then don't do it. So for instance, if you say you're going to do this, like let's say I said I'm going to do it, right? And this did happen to me actually on the very first day. I had something fall into my lap. It was an opportunity. It was a little stressful. On day one of this challenge, I had to like get something to someone the next day, and I stayed up really late. And all I could think about was having a glass of wine as I was at my computer, but I didn't do it because I don't want to lie to me right now. I don't want to lie to me. I want to see that I can do it. It's kind of like I have a fish tank because I wanted to take care of something when I didn't have my kids. I have plants that I give water to and talk to on a daily basis because I wanted to see that I could actually get plants and take care of them. And, that's one of my challenges. And it feels great, right? The benevolence factor is real. It feels really good when you help others and you do things. And I get that every day because I get to help people every day and talk to people and encourage people and watch them truly um, succeed through the transition and then eventually transform and then establish a diet-free life where they don't gain it back. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So the set point is real. And just because it's real doesn't mean you can't establish a new one. So when you go into it, don't be thinking 30 days, 30 nights. I'm going to lose 30 pounds because that's a setup for failure, right? Because there's a set point. It's going to be pulling you big time as soon as you get off of that diet. And what the National Weight Control Registry says is very clear. And this is an organization that takes in data from people who have lost weight, and they focus primarily on who can keep the weight off. And so the weight loss is from 30 to like 300 pounds. And when you look at the data of that, the strongest part of the data is that over 90% of the people say that the same way they ate when they lost the weight is the way they're eating now to keep the weight from coming back on. Did you hear that? The same way they lost the weight. And this is a ongoing study on people who have lost 30 to 300 pounds and have kept it off. There's not many ongoing studies like this. This is the only one that I know. And when you ask these key questions, the percentage of these people, the large percentage of these people said the way they lost the weight, the way they ate, the way they moved as they lost the weight is the same thing that they're doing to keep the weight off. That says everything. And guess what? Guess what? If you think about this, If I did, let's say keto, I don't want to be beaten up on keto, but keto, paleo, whatever the diet is, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, whatever the diet is, and I eat that way, that that's a diet that goes against everything that this ongoing study says. Because you're going to eat that way until you lose the weight, and then what? You're going to go and eat a different way. Well, you're not going to keep the weight off, and stats say that 95% of people who lose weight will gain it back, and a large percentage of those people will gain more weight. We're smarter than this. The Diet for Life methodology is a solution. It is. You can hate it, you can love it, you can say whatever you want. I mean, I hear from clients all the time I hadn't talked to in 10 years. They did a program 14 years ago, 19 years ago. And in their mind, they keep thinking, man, you know what? I need to go find that Robert guy. I mean, I get emailed all the time. All the time there is not a week that doesn't go by that someone does not email me from years ago that says, Robert, it made the most sense. I hear that. That's the number one thing I hear is, well, Diet for Life it just made the most sense. I don't know why I went off and I did keto and I went off and did this and I went off. And I get why you do that. That's not your fault. It happens, right? Shiny objects are nice. A lot of people get pulled away. A lot of people get taught into going in a different direction. A lot of people are divorced because they listen to their girlfriend or their boyfriend. Guys who have a guy friend, they listen to someone instead of communicating with the person that they were in a relationship with. They let other people influence them. Same as you go to work and you're at the water cooler. Everybody's getting some water, picking up some coffee, having a little bit of tea, and you're talking to people there. And guess what? As you're talking to these people, somebody's lost weight. Oh, I'm going to do that now. And then we just jump on these bandwagons. Remember, you got that cloud is over you. As you're making progress, this know is always there. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. I'm Robert Ferguson, and if you caught the tail end of this, do me a favor and listen to the whole thing from the top to the bottom, and not just the bottom to the top, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm Robert Ferguson. Make this a good week, and I'll be back with another one of these strong messages on Fat Loss Friday.